Okay, what is up guys, Jack here with another video. So here's the thing, originally I really wanted this to be a live stream, but unfortunately I did not have the luxury of doing that because it was so hot outside. I went to the beach, I have an exam coming up tomorrow, but I absolutely could not avoid watching this, so I'm well prepared, but that's it. Today it's Night City Wire. Cyberpunk 2077. We've been expecting so much from this. It has been postponed, which was amazing. The release date, that is. I expected as much because for reasons that I will come into a bit later, but I'm super hyped for this. So yeah, let's just watch this thing. Perhaps we'll get like a new trailer, some gameplay. From what I've heard, it should be rather short, but no, fret not. It's still going to be good. Similar to what they showcased on E3, right? Okay, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off. Wait, what the hell? That was well done. City of Dream. It is in fact the City of Dream.
Hello and welcome to this, the very first episode of Night City Wire, a brand new series from us at CDPR Red, where we'll be talking about...
Oh, Holy Bennett, she has all the merch.
Today's episode will be starting with a brand new trailer. One of our developers will be joining us to help unpack everything you're going to see. We'll have some news, an announcement about a secret collaboration. We'll be taking a look at some braindance gameplay and welcoming back our developers just to have a chat about everything you're going to see.
So I'm imagining that this is already pre-recorded, obviously.
Media all over the world have been getting hands-on with Cyberpunk.
So it's not quite a live stream.
And when this episode finishes, you'll be able to go and check out exactly what they thought. So let's get started.
Like, what did I expect?
At our brand new trailer, and after that, our lead quest designer Pavel Sasko will be joining us because I've got a feeling you're going to have a few questions after watching this. So let's
like stream for them, but okay, let's go. Oh, I want to see some new classes.
I love this town.
Oh, the flying cars.
Ready to get your cherry pop?
And of course, it's in game footage.
Come on. City like any other.
Ooh, they got that not Blade Runner, Ghost in the Shell aesthetic.
Legends are born here. The Major Leagues. We're only here because Dex is pulling the strings. Doubt that puts us in the same league.
Oh, that's some dream dance.
But if you got the cojones and you know how to use them,
all the different cars.
Hear anything. Unless you catch a bullet. Even then, you go out with a bang, right?
So stylish.
Keeps more Eddies as a motivational speaker.
Yo, Mr. V, a pleasure.
So what's the gig, Dex? You meant to come out in one piece?
Hey, that car looks familiar.
How about we go over the plan?
Isn't that the model from
Prototype tech, a biochip to be precise. Jobs to grab.
Guessing it belongs to a court.
from that Deja Vu?
Heavy hitters.
That's Adam! Adam Smasher!
Good team, baby.
Wow!
I'm saying we do this on the hush. Ideally, no bodies, not a one.
He's the
Simple enough.
he's essentially what Joel Kinnaman should have been in RoboCop.
Holy Christ. Holy Christ, there's nothing left.
Is it gonna be dangerous?
Don't you worry, mi amor. We're bulletproof.
Oh, I see that the fist fight from the Witcher 3 are back.
Fucking Major Leagues. Happy now, Jackie? Get up! I'm looking high! I'm the bail!
Oh, actually I did notice the suit from before. I guess the corporal gameplay also.
Dex, what the fuck?
Game risky, V.
And you, who are you?
Oh. Oh, so this is perhaps one way of ending the event, huh?
Contains footage from the game's prologue only.
Because if you remember the cinematic...
Wait!
Prologue only. Prologue only.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm.
Pavel, why don't you try and
That was just a prologue.
everything that we just saw?
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely, I can try. So, what you have just seen is only the prologue of the game. So that awesome stuff is only happening in the first few quests. What the trailer shows you is really
I'm out.
The Night City. You know, this gigantic city built of 6 completely unique districts, surrounded by the 7th one that we call the Badlands. As a player, you are meeting Jackie. Jackie's your friend. Now, they together are trying to
I know I have some ice in my mouth, but I'm speechless.
to reach out for this chip of immortality, this gateway to eternal
The
life.
outline was so massive.
Jackie introduces you to
It's kind of like the desert from GTA 5, but
He's a very
obviously a lot
important
more
person in the
detailed.
Social ladder of Cyberpunk. He is able to provide the player with various jobs and contracts to be able to gather money, to be able to modify their bodies, push themselves to the limits, to put their hands on the chip. But
he's going to be our
as you
best
can
friend.
expect, not everything goes as planned, and but to see it, you will have to play the game.
Man, it's only the prologue.
In this trailer, and there's a few that I would just love to talk about a little bit
Okay,
more.
obviously I get the idea that he might end at the point where we get Johnny in our
Now,
mind.
you see a few flashes of them in this trailer. I personally think they're really cool and one of my favorites, but can you give us a little bit more information about them?
Oh yes, so
It's actually funny that Keanu Reeves is playing Johnny Silverhand, because he also played John Mnemonic.
The Vox is the gang that has been formed in 2076 after death of Elizabeth Borden. She was called Lizzie. Now she was owner
Lizzie
of a
Deasy.
brothel and former sex worker. And
Yeah,
she was
isn't she the
protecting
one
women
with the metal
from
face?
harassment, from abuse, and the gang is really continuing her mission. And as a player,
Lizzie
you are going
Deasy,
to
and
interact
she was
with
part
that
of a
gang,
band.
meet multiple different NPCs, and craft your own relationship with them, and understand what they're all about.
So earlier on, you did mention a 7th district, a place called the Badlands. Now, we saw a few shots
The
of
Badlands,
this
sorry,
in
I
the
called it the
trailer, but
Outland
I'd love
before.
for you to give us a bit more detail about
I'm
the
thinking
district
about World of
outside the
Warcraft.
city walls.
Okay,
Sorry.
So the Badlands is this like dead, dried out space going around the whole Night City. And as a player, you'll be able to
a lot of
traverse
trailers.
the space in your car or motorcycle. This is a space that is inhabited by the nomads. Nomads are living in the different families, and they are traveling across that space in convoys made out of the cars and motorcycles. And as a player, you'll be able to traverse and access different
The one area of the
your
game that is less taxing on your system.
To get that awesome feel of the Badlands as an area.
In the trailer, we also saw
Very Mad
a
Max-esque,
completely
I
metal
guess.
creature. Now, he didn't look like he was from the Maelstrom gang. This looked like something else. So, please tell the people at home, who is this giant metal monster?
Adam Smasher.
So the big dude, that was Adam Smasher.
Oh,
He has
guys.
been introduced in
I highly recommend that you read a book about the Fourth Corporate War.
Adam Smasher is a fully converted cyborg.
Yeah, he's RoboCop.
He was always a loyalist of Arasaka. And time has changed, and in 2077 he had to...
He's like
find
Battle
the-
from from Ghost in the Shell if he really let himself
But
go.
to find out, you'll have to play the game.
In this trailer, we do see some flashes of a Ripperdocs.
Of his
called
humanity,
the
that
Vector.
is.
I mean, if people have watched our previous gameplays, they might remember him. But I'd really like for you to give
A
the people at home
Ripperdoc.
some more information about what Ripperdocs are and how they'll be interacting with them when they play Cyberpunk.
So
Yo, the studio is
in our
awesome,
game,
man.
They are servants.
Look at that.
They're like a specific type of
Plus 18.
job in the social ladder of Cyberpunk. They are accustomed and specialized in replacing limbs. To
They
the
are
metal.
our
They can
Lucius
basically
Foxes.
Update your body, enhance your body, change you into this walking war machine. And as a player, you are going to meet different kind of Ripperdocs.
It's nice.
So
it's pretty much the things that we've seen before, but now with a male V.
For a story. Through that,
Then
you
again,
invest,
showcasing that,
edits
yeah,
that you're gathering
the end plan
to
from the
turn
first
your body
40
into
minutes that we got to
tools
see.
That allows you to survive on the streets of Night City.
Pavel, thank you so much for
It
joining us.
just goes to
I know
show
you're about to
how
go to the
everything
episode,
just
which is
works
gonna be helping
perfectly.
us to analyze the Braindance gameplay. But before that, we do have some news to share. Earlier in the year, we announced that if you pick up Cyberpunk 2077 on Xbox One, you'll be able to play it on Xbox Series X when the console launches.
Console.
And just in case you missed it, it will be the same for PlayStation players as well.
Okay.
If you pick up Cyberpunk 2077,
Well, about to think, favoritism.
you'll also be able to play it on PlayStation 5.
Perhaps the
when
bug
console
fixes
launches.
were meant for
And that's
console.
There will be a free upgrade for Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, but we'll have more details on that soon.
Tonight's city.
Saúde.
Before we reveal our first look at the Braindance gameplay and welcome back our developers for a chat, there is just one more thing we want to announce.
Oh,
something that we've been working on in secret for a while. We are very excited to
boy
announce
anime.
our partnership with Studio Trigger and Netflix to bring you Cyberpunk Edgerunners, a standalone anime set in the Cyberpunk universe, which we've been working on for some time now. Edgerunners is due to launch in 2022, but
let me get some voice acting in it.
The team in Tokyo.
2022, that's far. I mean, it's Trigger, so expect something good. Of course, it's kill like on the background. Gotta hide them titties.
What I do basically on this project is that I am a fixer, to put it in the words of the Cyberpunk universe. We are a game company. We are a bunch of nerds, and wherever there are nerds, there's going to be anime fans. So it was always a dream for us to make anime.
Funnily enough, cannot be avoided.
We were certain that we didn't want to make.
If you like video games and do not like anime,
standalone story set in the same universe. The stage is still Night City, but everything else is totally new.
Shibuya.
New characters, new stories.
It's actually.
I do like to think that it's going to be a great gateway.
Is it going to be like the thing with Altered Carbon?
Also the Cyberpunk genre as a whole.
Because remember, Altered Carbon, which had an awful second season,
one of the biggest anime meccas of the world.
they had something even better, an animated film, which was amazing. But this one seems to be a full series.
監督の今石です。キャラクターデザインを担当する吉成です。ゲームのサイバーパンクのファンの方、今回初めて触れる方両方に満足していただき。
Built on hype alone. Think about that.
今回はそのサイバーパンク
Went from
僕らが10代の一ファンしか過ぎなかった頃に
a silly pen and paper game. I say silly, not to belittle it, but in the scope of what it has become, into evolving into this. Something absolutely massive.
トリガーの最強の布陣で、トリガー10周年にふさわしい作品にしていきたいと思います。お楽しみに。
Oh, I like that aesthetic. As long as we don't get much screams of Canada!
Now it's time to show you some gameplay of
Akira! Okay, I gotta stop.
Experience when you play Cyberpunk 2077. Braindance is essentially a recording of somebody else's experience. It allows you to relive their sense of sight, smell, touch, and even hearing, all thanks to a special device.
Yeah, from what I remember from the tabletop, it was utilized for more nefarious purposes.
Who will be helping to answer your questions and give you some explanation on how you'll be interacting with Braindance when you play Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay.
So, let's take a look.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative.
Does not represent the final product. Okay.
And we sell the BD to those psycho freaks from the studio.
Got it.
If
everything on full blast.
I'm guessing that what we're seeing now is what has been given to the media, quote unquote, those who have had the
on you go.
The luxury of testing it. I mean, if it's still running so smooth, 60 FPS, just 1080 is fine. 1440p. Best, but
Now, or I will fucking drop you. I swear to God. Well, yeah, hey, now, before I blow your fucking head off!
Yikes. Well, that was quick. Oh, my boy got shot.
Slow, deep breaths.
Johnny Mnemonic. I'm sorry. The tech. It's kind of.
You're alive and well.
That was too much.
Lazy Deezy's bar. I see the hair.
Pain
is. It's just missing some metal alloy.
Hope wrapped up in something else.
Mm-hmm. Probably took a booster just before. You'll be fine. Got everything
Yeah,
set
Lazy
up?
Daisy.
Let's switch over to editing mode.
Editing mode. what's it like, Arkham Knight.
I'll sever the link to the BD Roller's sensory array.
Because I only saying that because I saw the thing, the play bar on top.
Control in analysis mode. So
Layers and visuals.
Whatever else you come up with. Think of it as your own little sandbox.
It's bloody Arkham Knight where you can reconstruct and analyze every single detail of it. Obviously a little more detailed, but...
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out. And we sell the BD to those psycho freaks from the studio.
Got it.
Dream as hell, right? Well, that's not all. You can speed things up or rewind, whatever you like.
Damn.
Give it a try. Rewind. Roll it back to the top.
Can I?
What was that? It's just...
All good. Neat.
Okay, it was just a glitch in...
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out.
Okay. You can also reset the recording. That'll take you right back to the beginning. Try it.
Now, question: pixelating things, I am assuming, allows them to reduce the taxation on your system, right?
Focus on the heat.
Oh.
The gun this gonk gets from his buddy at the beginning.
You know what? One of the many things that I could never get through with these types of games, if at least not games but features. If you remember the 45-minute gameplay that was showcased before, there was the thing with the cops that were recreating a scenery. One could wonder how the hell are they able to do that?
You can ferret out background noise and conversations if the roller got close enough. This tech records everything, every little detail, even the sights and sounds the roller was never aware of.
Exactly. That's the thing. Because you are in an environment so futuristic that is just filled with like sensory overload. So everything has a sensor regulator or something. Like some condensators that allow things to pass through and so on and so forth. Filters overall. You can analyze things that the individuals themselves did not notice.
Unbelievable. Seriously, like what's happening right next to me.
Yeah, it's how BD recording implants work. They pick up everything, all the elements.
Wait, are those like his steps? Like you can see how they...
Playing with the sound, explore it a bit. We'll move on when you get bored.
He's crazy.
What I see you kissing the flooring. Money.
Ooh.
Analyze extra layers in the raw. Stuff the roller's cyberware picked up.
Like what?
Ev's got Kuroshi optics that grab infrared.
Kuroshi
optics. Should be able to grab heat signatures from her recording.
Huh. Hella nice.
Scanning works on peeps too.
That's cool.
Wounded chick. Try scanning her. All right, next thing.
Civilian normal. Unconscious. Well, that was one strong hit. Switch layers, then you can see what exactly. Ooh, that's a guy. In the shadows.
But you will. Here it comes. My favorite part of the game. See the blinking thing over the entrance? Surveillance cam. Must have caught our shooter. You'll see it a sec. Cam feeds to the screen behind the clerk. Roll back to where the screen...
Oh my god. Are you kidding me? They're going to be pulling a CSI right now. Viewing from the security cam. That is so Watchdog-esque. But like 100 times more awesome. Okay.
Must have got a nice slice of cred on the black market for a BD like this. BD freaks are ready to pay a preem for a real flatline. Anyway, if you've seen enough, you can exit.
Don't give Ellen Page any ideas. That's a Flatliner movie reference for those who can get that.
That's it, right? It's too bad most of the BDs we do here are only good for flogging the log.
Wow.
So braindance is a pretty big part of the Cyberpunk.
Okay.
It's not just something you
I mean,
put out
it's...
in films. There is an awful lot to it.
In some games it will be kind of basic, but I'm assuming that it's going to be adding to the investigative work within the game.
So how players will be interacting with it. So Patrick, could you tell us more about the lore of Braindance?
I would love to. So in the world of Cyberpunk 2077, Braindance was invented way back in the early 2000s
Quest designer.
in Santa Cruz. It was developed as a way of recording a person's experiences and then playing them back for someone else so that they could relive them as though it was happening to them. It was originally used for things like therapy and prisoner rehabilitation, but by 2077 it's become this global media industry, including things like movies, mass entertainment, things like that, video games, some interactive things, and of course...
It's obviously not just a Zoom call.
Now, in our
or
game,
else
we deal a lot with
whether they've managed to strap a red camera
but the one that you saw in the trailer just there was a flat
and use it as webcam.
The person recording it actually died.
It's loading. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me?
Kind of a thrill, but a mercenary can also use them for various things, and you'll see that in the game, of course.
And from the gameplay perspective, we have been working a lot throughout last years trying to figure out the best way how to use the Braindance in the game as a mechanics. So what we have settled on is this Braindance editor mode. As a player, you will be able to run the Braindance in the editor mode and see different clues that have been registered on the peripheral.
I mean, that would be
given actor. Now,
literally the best way of handling it, I'll say.
Back and forth, trying to uncover different clues. And that clues are actually telling a story in the game. So, as a player, you will run different investigations.
Yes, just the level of complexity
different mysteries,
that's being put on this.
Actually using the Braindance as a mechanics in the game.
So, as Pavel was saying, we use Braindance as a storytelling tool. It's not a collectible. It's not something where you're going to go in and you're going to play it and you're going to be like, I've seen this before. What we use Braindance for is to give you a keyhole into the life of the residents of Night City. And we can explore things like childhood trauma, religion, various philosophical ideas.
Religion, I'm guessing this is hinting to something with the Voodoo Boys.
Mercenary on the tough streets.
So we've tried to talk about some of the aspects that we think the community will find really exciting, but you know, while you're both here, I'd love to
also
know
the girl in
what
the
is it about
ice
Cyberpunk that you guys are really
that they found in the previous gameplay.
Patrick, why don't you start?
It seemed as if
one of the things that
she
I'm
also was doing some
excited
brain
about
dance.
is the characters and the way they interact with the world. We've got this really interesting world that stretches all the way back to the Cyberpunk 2020 source material and all of these events and all of those things. But those don't mean anything unless they connect with characters. And so when we come up with a character, we start with their function. What is this person?
Oh, the fist fight from The Witcher 3.
We don't stop there.
Look at that.
We go back and we figure out what was their childhood like? What was their upbringing like? What kind of obstacles did they face in this harsh reality?
So I'm guessing that...
And did they overcome them? And how did they overcome them? Or did they not overcome them? And why? And you can see all of those things in their environment, in their dialogues, in sort of how they operate in the world. And
ooh, I like the blinking eyes.
For all of our characters. Now, you look at someone like Victor Vector, and you're going to see stories about his past in his environment and in his dialogue. You know, we come up with that stuff even if we don't use it in the game because it helps inform us as to who these characters are.
Yeah.
And for me,
it also keeps you more immersed.
I would not say that I'm the most excited about our quests.
That's what I love about CDPR. Whoa, what is this farm?
Like everybody that has stayed with us.
It looks like a scene from Teen Titans.
We really have grown so much. We have learned so much. And we have
There's actually an episode where they are...
to put them into the quest that we have made.
I like the car customization.
Really a filler in this game. Like everything has a meaning. Like we put so much effort into making sure that everything
obviously you can grow a beard.
Is interesting. Is talking about characters, as Patrick said. Is talking about worlds. Is talking about emotions. Like touching the player in a really like a real way. And I just can't wait to find out what you think.
Pavel, I know you mentioned
man.
And Quest.
This guy seems so proud about his work.
In the studio, I had a look and I saw.
That's what I love about
desk, and I would love for you to show everybody.
like genuine good work from developers. You can see in their faces.
This is my notebook. It says salsa.
Okay, how wholesome. He has a whole notebook full.
And I'm a quest designer, so you know.
Oh man.
So I started this notebook actually when we were really starting Cyberpunk. At the very beginning, I wrote like a first note, and it says pretty much something along the lines of that we're starting with a prototype. And then, you know, I kept on basically noting things that we've been working on for like next years. I remember once...
It's kept on just scratching ideas away.
And they said that they want to take a look on my notebook. I was like, what for actually? And they took some pictures and they told me...
Wait.
Yeah, well, you know, because we are looking for a reference material for notes of a psychopathic killer. So yeah, well, find maybe
best,
some of my notes.
Best co-workers ever.
Pavel and Patrick, thank you so much for joining me. I'm pretty lucky.
So in game you're going to find like Pavel the psychopath.
And I'm pretty excited for people to discover them. But before we do finish today's episode, there is just one more thing we'd like to talk about.
What is it?
Earlier in this episode, I mentioned that media have been getting hands-on with the opening of Cyberpunk 2077, and they should be posting their impressions right about now. And if you missed anything from today's episode, don't worry, we'll be uploading
It's going to be so strange.
Very soon. And finally, on behalf of everybody at CD Projekt Red, we just want to say thank you so much for joining us for this
we thank you.
episode of Night City Wire. But don't worry, we'll be back with episode 2 in just a few weeks. So, we shall see you soon.
A few weeks. Few or couple. Wow. I mean, all I can say is wow. They showcase so much, guys. You had from the whole thing, like the suit, dress code, so showing some of the other classes, which I was so much looking forward to. So the corpo is definitely a thing, because it was also seen as part of the previous trailer that we saw before the reveal of Keanu Reeves. You remember that one? So obviously it played out differently, so I'm guessing that it might be affecting your decisions. Whether or not, perhaps, well, Jackie seems to also have died in that instance, but that's perhaps just me overthinking it. But here's something that I really want to talk about this very game. So the idea that the game was delayed was obviously a good thing. Now, I know, I too was saddened about the fact that it didn't come in the time that I was expecting. After all, I've built myself a very powerful rig in order to play the very game. But the thing is that you have to think about the level of complexity that is put in there. Because, as I made in the past, years ago, 2 years, I guess, a video about like some 7 games that you might want to play before Cyberpunk 2077, mentioned how I picked those very games because they did reflect what I believe would have been like this, what you experience through playing this game. Because you have something like, for example, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which is of course in the same genre of Cyberpunk, plays first person, very complex, with like a condensed location, or condensed locations, plural, with very densely packed, with a lot of stuff to see. Obviously not as detailed as what has been showcased here, but you still kind of get the essence of it. You have something like Watch Dogs, which has had some of the best AI reaction that I've ever seen. Just so much. And then you create a game, of course, over a long period of time, was delayed due to them having to work on The Witcher 3 and its DLCs. But nevertheless, when you think of just the level of complexity that we've seen from the brain dance, the previous gameplays, but then you actually need to consider the fact that it's a vast, lore-wise based game. Not just from the idea of the fact that it's supposed to emulate what the tabletop has created, but just lore itself. A quick example, Adam Smasher, should I rather say. I used to call him Adam Smasher because obviously it's the hint to that. Obviously a rip-off of Robocop, let's be honest. But like I said, the Joel Kinnaman version of it. A corpo who's just a Narasaka bootlicker, more or less. But he was part of the, what's it called? Firestorm Firestorm Shockwave, the book. That was essentially just a continuation of the fourth corporate war in Cyberpunk. And the thing about this is that we are talking about stuff that just kept on being added on from the 1977 tabletop. And just these things just keep built on. Then you have now the Cyberpunk Red that's come out there. So while many are going to be wanting to play this game, not to have like this philosophical aspect, which there are going to be here, since you saw the Ghost in the Shell things about gods, belief with the voodoo boys and stuff. You're perhaps not here for that, but just for the cyberpunk experience of actually being like a corpo, not like something from Deus Ex where you're bound to the ideals of transhumanism or humans mechanical apartheid. But still, because this is CDPR, they lock you in and make the game so much interesting because it is very much character driven. And they seem to be doing a damn good job at it, unlike The Last of Us 2. It's a meme now. That dog is dead. The first game had a perfect ending. I don't know why they needed to over-exaggerate it. Anyways, the thing is that it has been delayed. Nevertheless, I'm happy about it. What I've been shown here, while it is not as much as expected, it's still very dense and it looks beautiful. Yes, the brain dance stuff was not representative of the final footage. Still looked pretty damn good. And I can only imagine them improving on it. And that's exactly why they needed to offshoot this. Perhaps the whole bug fixes, which was the reason as to why they said that the game was delayed, I believe was due to, at least that is just my personal thinking. It's a part of the new consoles, obviously, new generation, that need to be either compatible, because I do believe that they are not just porting out things. The best way of doing it tends to be of actually building stuff from the ground up, at least a good chunk of the code from the ground up, and not just simply porting it to a new platform and changing stuff here and there. But overall, I am satisfied with what I've seen, and it looks great. What about you guys? What are you super excited for with this game? Personally, for me, it's just to play some of the classes and just keep on evolving. As you've seen there, this is only part of the prologue, and it blows my mind. Like, it kind of like The Witcher 3, like The Witcher 3, you can play through it for like 50 hours, I guess, the story, even more, if I'm not wrong. I put in like more than, I'm not ashamed of it, but it's a bit too much, because it's almost rivals what I put in Skyrim. It's more than 350 hours, guys. The game is amazing, and with the DLCs was awesome, and we know that there are going to be DLCs for Cyberpunk 2077. So that's all I have to say. I'm going to cut this here. I am blabbering about now, but guys, I am thinking that you love this as much as I am. So I guess I see you back in a few weeks, as they said, to watch some more of Cyberpunk 2077. As always, if you liked the video, don't forget to give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. I like some fair criticism, and of course, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys next time.